So now we've animated, well, we've got rigged our bird. I'm just going to create a new folder for it, and I'm going to bring it in. Now, even though our bird's not actually got any animations with it, it's just a rig, I do recommend clicking that, just a good practice. And then go ahead and bring it in, and we can see it here. So if we double click one, it doesn't really matter too much which we double click. But, well, actually I suppose it is. Click the one with the little pinky line underneath it. Because after that we're going to need to create an animation. And it's like off reference pose, current pose. True story, they're both the same pose. So inside your bird, create an animation, which I'm just going to call idle. And then I'm going to hit record. And again, inside the same folder, I'm just going to call it new idle. And I'm just going to allow it to record for a few seconds. I'm never going to have an animation longer than 8 seconds. So now you can see we've got all this runtime to play with. Now, the reason I've done that is, again, if I go to my folder where the new idle is, we don't actually need old idle. I can just duplicate this, and I've got loads of space to play with, and I can just always still come back to it. So I always like to just have like an empty vessel. But I'm just going to right click it now, and I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to call this bird flap _a. So with my bird flap, how long is it going to take a bird to flap? No more than like sort of 2 seconds. So I'm just going to cut this down to about 2 seconds. So you see around there. If I move my playhead, it says 2.03, but who cares really? Now it's only a 2 second long animation. So at this point, if we go into our skeleton tree, yes, we've not named our bones. We should have probably named our bones, but what we're going to do, we can see we got these bones. So, and we can even see what they do if we rotate them. Like that's what bone 6 does. What's bone 5 do? Controls the wing on an even bigger scale. We got bone 4. What's bone 4 do? Oh, we got a bit of head movement if we wanted like a peck. So we can do a couple of different animations from this point. But let's just go over the basics. So I'm just going to create a super simple animation. You can go as detailed as you wish for this. So I'm just going to start with 5. And I'm actually going to start from a sort of up position. About there. Like, you know, adding 40 to it. Now if I press S on my keyboard, or I press this button here, key, it's going to record that keyframe. So it's saying 0 seconds, be that rotation. Now, after about 0.2 seconds, I'd like it to be down here. So I'm just going to press S again. So you can see over that short period of time, the wing goes down. Now over a much longer period, we want the wing to come back up. So let's just take that up to, I don't know, you know what, let's make the whole animation just like 1 second long. So let's bring that back up. Was it there? Ooh, I don't remember. Let's find out. No, it wasn't. We can tweak that. Anyway, let's just go just past that, and I'm just going to remove more frames, because actually 2 seconds was too long for this animation. I can go in and make fine tweaks at this point. So if I hit the little drop down and go into my curve editor, you can see we've got these. Now, it's only really rotation that you probably want to mess with. So I'm just going to hold shift and select just the rotation. And we can get a scope for what they do and how they work. If I just drag this point now, we're going to see, you know, how that sort of manipulates it. I'm actually fine with that. But we can see this first point here on the red. I'm actually just going to copy that. And I'm actually just going to paste it here and actually just delete that one because I actually got that wrong. So now, let's see how the animation looks. You know, that's alright, isn't it? That'll sort of do. You can do things like if you wanted, we could set this to be automatic, give it automatic weighting. And that'll give it, give it the curve, make the animation feel smoother. as well. So you can make tweaks like that if you wanted to, but again, I'm not here going to labour every point. I just want to give you a basic so you can sort of experiment and do the same thing. So now we've got this right wing going up. Let's get our left wing, which I suspect is bone 2. And we're going to want to sort of match that up. That loosely looks about alright. And again, hit S or the key button here. And now you can see it's created a keyframe here. So it was about 0.2 sort of seconds-ish, wasn't it, that we were fully down. So let's sort of match it. Again, S or press the key button up there. And then let's go to the end and put it back. And S. Again, let's go into it, fine tweak it should we need to. I think we got it right this time. I think that's fine. Oh, that's the wrong one. Make sure you close the thing down. Edit curve. Yeah, I'm just going to take this first keyframe again and I'm just going to paste it here. Just so we know that it actually will be symmetrical. Because that's what we want, isn't it? Symmetry. Everyone loves a bit of symmetry. And again, feel free to like automatic curve those. And let's see how it looks. Looks alright. I do feel like I actually should have probably been closer to about 0.3 to flap down. Yeah, I feel like that actually looks a bit nicer. So if I'm being picky, I'm actually just going to move you there. And at this point, maybe if I was being picky, and you know what, maybe I always am being picky, I'm just going to curve this up a little bit more on the inside. And as it goes down, I actually want to maybe bring that down a little bit more. So you can see adding a little bit of bend to the wing, potentially. Maybe. Maybe it potentially looks better like that. Let's see. It's subtle, you can barely even notice it. But we could do something potentially with the head. I said, you know what, I'm like, let's keep this simple. I'm only going to do simple things. So, and here I am now. Going into the weeds. So I've just had a little head bob there, which potentially might look quite nice. But that's it. I'm not going to do any more. Okay. We now have a bird animation, and it's rigged, and it's all set up. Bird flap. And I can... Whoa! I could drag it into my scene. And if I was to hit play and walk over to it, it should be flapping. Look at that. Cool. Done. Alright, that'll do us for this video. Next, we'll probably set up it, giving it a bit of motion and a bit of activity and whatnot.